Welcome to the final of the Harcourt's Grenadier Stu Buttar Burnside pairs. We're here with great conditions, although the wind is going to get up. It's traditionally a windy day, to see these two top teams play out for the grand final and a prize money of $4,000 to the winner. So it's a reasonable amount of dollars to play for. Who are the teams? Well, we have Joe Edwards and Val Smith that we saw in one of our earlier broadcasts, and they're up against Matt Gallup and Isaac Denny. We don't need to talk about the pedigree of Joe and Val. I think everybody's heard those stories. Matt Gallup, I think, may have been in the running for the finals a few years ago, but Isaac Denny definitely won this competition few years back with Ken Walker. So they're not in unfamiliar territory. Everybody here is expecting to see a good close game, and we're on the first end here, and it looks like at the moment that Val's bowl is holding the shot. Val's playing with the black and white striped bowls that sort of flip over as you come along, and you can see her bowl is just to the right of the kitty there. So there's no other events happening on the same green, which is great. So the bowlers have got it all to themselves. No other distractions. Val in her usual positive pose sends the bowl down. It goes quite wide, her bowls, and you can see them flipping along. Flip, 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 heading towards the kitty and just going in behind. And this one could be a second shot. So Matt's asking Isaac to come the other way, see if he can come in under the other bowls and take the shot away. Isaac's got a very definite style too. He always takes a couple of steps out to the side, almost like he's persuading his bowl, and he's trying to get it to turn in a bit. Didn't quite turn in, so he'll correct that track next time. Quite a good crowd here today. There's a few people watching from upstairs, out of the wind. Kind of hope the wind doesn't ruin the game, because traditionally, Burnside pairs, final day, warm nor'wester comes up and blows and blows your mind away, essentially. There's a lot of people in Christchurch who get affected by the wind. There's another great bowl by Val. So they could be holding three there, and it all looks like they could be Val's bowl. So she may have got the rub of the green as far as the wind is concerned. Isaac Denny should know the wind here. He's bowled here for several years. So anybody who bowls in Christchurch will know what the nor'westers can do. They know how to use the wind. The wind is your friend, as I usually suggest, and you either play with it or into it. And this one's coming in. It's going to go in behind. It's gone a bit long. Too long, in fact. It's ended up in the ditch. Yeah, Matt's doing the old walking back, looking at the head, trying to still make up his mind about what shot he's going to play. Jo's already made up her mind. She's going to pick up her bowl, go through her usual routine, stands just behind the mat. Oh, she's walking straight onto it. Let's see how she feels about the wind. Val likes it. She's getting down low. She's watching this one just roll up in. Yep, that's definitely another counter, I'd say. Matt's decided to come in from the backhand. Giving that a bit of weight, has he, or is he? It's hard to judge from when seeing them here and then when it arrives. He's definitely given a bit of a weight. He's knocked that one in. Oh, yes. And that's one down. So he's promoted a bowl. Yep. It's very good having Val at the end. She's definitely tells you what the situation is, and it's something that Joe picks up at the other end, but we can all see it. You get an idea of the wind just watching that Somerset sign. So it is gusting a bit. She comes, and which one is she going to hit? Not that one. It's okay, there's plenty of other seconds, I guess. Just having a close look to see which angle is better. There's a clear side coming in that way, but it's going to prefer to go the forehand way. Yep, so that's just a one down, I think. We've got Taylor Bruce being our lollipop person, putting up the scores as she walks down so everybody can see. So that's one to the blue team. That must be green. Green is blue. I have to remember that. So here we have Isaac Denny, first bowl. Obviously the wind is behind them going this way, and he's given it just a wee bit too much, but he had a good track. Just needs to remember that there must be a following wind that way, so it looks like it might be a headwind and a tailwind. Val just delivers the bowl and takes a couple of steps forward, tells it exactly where to go, just head off towards that kitty, and sure enough, that's what it's done. Good shot. See if Isaac has made a correction. Looks like he has. He's figured out the winds are giving it that little extra push at the end, and it's still a little short. So for those of you who haven't checked the website already, Division 2 was won by Kerry Becks, and second there was Lance Pascoe. So they only won by 1 point. It was 9-8, so it's a pretty close game, being over 11 ends. And in the Division 3, that was also an 11-end game. Richie Curd defeated Steve Ditford 11-3. Those games were interrupted by the rain because they were doing the finals while we were doing the semis, but they managed to finish off their games. They came through to the Orchard Green here and finished off, so well done to those teams. And That's a bowl that Matt Mushbury won't want to remember because it's gone off. Joe's bowl just drawing in. Oh yes, she's delivered a great bowl. Look at that, just as close as you can get without touching. Now just look at the advertising balloons in the back of that. You can see the wind changing from one side to the other. It's already blown over a couple of the advertising signs on the green, so it's definitely blustering. It's one of those things as a bowler, it's about the worst thing you can have is the wind. You can have a bit of rain, you can have a bit of cold and a bit of heat, but the wind is definitely something that is very hard to conquer. But look at this, it's almost like it's not even windy for Jo. She seems to be able to control them and draw a few. It's only one shot there though, I think. It might be a couple, maybe a couple. Isaac's doing the walking backwards thinking, yes, what am I going to do? The view of the head's always different when you're up close than when you're further away. Now he's on the mat, he's got the best view. He can decide what his bowl's going to do. And there it goes. That's going to finish him nicely. It's just going to go slightly under the shot bowl. Oh no, out to the side. Turned a bit more at the end. There's Val's bowl coming in from a long way out, but she's also judged the wind reasonably well. Not sure if that's going to be in the count. Oh, that's telling Isaac there's still room down there. You come your forehand way. Oh, backhand, sorry, backhand way. And he's on a good track again. Look at that. Yes, okay, so he's drawn second shot. That's good. That's what all Matt wanted. So when it's his turn to go down the other end, he can see what he can do about moving the kitty or getting onto that other bowl to draw it out. And just a little turn on Val's bowls at the end there too. They all of them have a different way of getting into the head. It's a bit more difficult if there's bowls in front. Well, if they're your own bowls, you can always, knock them up towards the jack or the kitty. At the moment, they're holding one. Isaac's keeping a close eye on this one. He's clapping it in. Just a whisker past the kitty. And Jo's coming the same way, but you'll notice her bowls go slightly further out. And she's aiming to finish not there. Oh, okay. So she's taken the kitty back, which means I suspect there's 2 shots now. Isaac's having a pretty good look. He's just pointing out to Matt that that other bowl could be the second shot. Just making sure he knows what's happening there and what shot he's expected to play. Oh, not a great finish. So Jo has the bonus bowl. She can put one more in there. She's got about 30 centimetres to draw in. Looks like that's going. Oh, yep, looks like it'll just be the 2. Yep. So 2 shots to Jo and Val. And they take the lead in the final after 2 ends. Jo and Val picking a sort of a medium length end. So again, as each pairs or each team seems to know the sort of length they want. I imagine Jo and Val have played together a fair enough time. They know exactly what sort of length they want. Val's just taken her time to get onto the mat. She's worrying that the wind is her friend. Okay, so looking at the section results for these teams here, Matt Gallop came through section play unbeaten, as did Jo Edwards got through with only 4 games. They lost one of their games to Dave Vincent, the other semi-finalist. So if we're looking overall at games won, at the moment in section play, you'd have to favour Matt Gallop. If we look at post-section play, both Jo Edwards and Matt Gallop won all their games, so they're the only 3 winners. Oh no, Dave Vincent also won all 3 games. He was another one of the semi-finalists. So these are the strongest teams as far as post-section is concerned, which you would expect. Jo Edwards had a differential of 40 though, so most of their games they won comfortably. Matt Gallop only had a differential of 24. So if we're going by that, you'd have to favour Jo Edwards. In the semi-finals, Jo Edwards won only by 4 points, and Matt Gallop won by 6 points. So you'd have to favour Matt in that particular case, I guess. But as my son always reminds me, when you have playoff, you have knockouts, it's playoffs. It's a little different from round robin. You lose, you're out. So it's a slightly different result. You can't afford to lose. You lose, you're out. Traditionally, we used to have a larger knockout section in the Burnside Pairs. It's the first year we've tried having 2 lots of round robins and then picking the winners to go through to just a very small knockout, which is just a semi-final and a final. And I think the format's been quite successful. We'll no doubt talk to a few players and see if they enjoyed the format and if they have any feedback, because we're always encouraging change and making things better. It's always my motto, there's always a better way. Okay, one of the advantages of this year's commentary is we're actually doing it from upstairs, so we don't have the wind noise, which is great, but we do have a little bit of the bar noise behind us. We've put up some screens, we've tried to knock it out, so if you're hearing a few yells and screams, you could say it's a bit of audience participation, but it's also the sound of the bar in the background. We'll do our best to keep talking if we can, and then maybe you won't hear those noises, but at the moment we're reasonably happy with the broadcast, and I'm very happy that I don't have to sit there and hold an umbrella to try and stop the wind affecting the sound of the that's being broadcast. So I think if we had a choice between wind or having a few cackles in the background, I think I'd pick cackles. Yep, so here's Val's bowl, tracking nicely, just going in behind, maybe a wee bit too long. She'll correct that with her next bolt. It's interesting watching Isaac's action. Every now and then he just bounces them a bit. They don't go smoothly onto the green, and generally that doesn't have a good result. So I guess if I was coaching Isaac, I'd say see if you can just let it smoothly get onto the green. Okay, there's another sound effect you may be hearing. That would have been a lot louder if we'd been outside as well. Because we've got our nor'wester wind happening, there's planes that fly exactly over the Burnside Bowling Club, because it happens to be on their landing path when the winds turn towards the northwest. So it wasn't that scary here either, but generally when you're outside bowling that can be enough to put you off. Didn't affect Val's bowl there because it seemed to come in nicely. Isaac's got a smooth delivery away. Matt's persuading it to just go into that little gap. No, it's gone behind. So these two teams are the best teams out of the 48 teams that started the competition 3 days ago. So we start on Friday, play round robin with 8 sections, 8 sections, 6 in a section, and they play 5 games. We take the first and second place winners, place makers into the Division 1. 3rd and 4th go into Division 2, and 5 and 6 go into Division 3. And then we do another round robin, as you've seen. And the winners of those round robin sections then go through to the semi-finals. So it's a great format. Everybody plays until on Saturday night. Half the teams have gone in Division 2 and 3, but Div 1 still plays on Sunday morning. and then we eliminate them down to the top 4. Format, remember, is 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. So it's not 2-4-2, which is when the players play 2 bowls and then 4 bowls and then 2 bowls. So it means that your lead and your skip interchange. In this case, the same player will be lead, and they'll also play third, and then the bowler who bowls second will also be the skip. So it's a slightly different format. Some teams really like it. Oh, and there was Joe just going for a drive, trying to pick up that shot bowl. Maybe the wind just pushed it slightly off track. And now Matt's putting in, hopefully he's got the last ball, the bonus ball. See if he can draw another shot in there. Isaac likes it, it's coming in the right track. Be coming in a bit fast. Oh, just passed through. So that's 1 to the blue team, which is green. So it's going to be a very close final here, I suspect. This one team scores a large number and gets away from them. Generally this one, traditionally, this game has been a no time limit game, but due to the rain delay and the fact that a lot of the players and teams need to get back on flights, we've decided to restrict this one to 2 hours 15. So in the past, this game did usually go on for a fair while. There was a lot of killed ends and a lot of replayed ends, obviously. Today we'll be hitting the time limit of 2 hours 15 or 15 ends. Kind of hope it goes to 15 ends. It's always a good game. That first bowl of Isaac's has gone off the rink. And a great opening bowl by Val. Isaac needs to make the adjustment. He's made the adjustment for the line. Just yep. That one didn't end up in the ditch, that's good. Joe just talking to Val, saying you've just missed by that little bit much. That's all you need. It's a slight adjustment. Bowls is a game of slight adjustments. With the wind blowing, as you can see in the back shot there, it's background there, it's maybe a matter of slightly more than slight adjustments. Like the wind has got this one definitely and pushed it right across. Look at that. As they slow down, the wind takes over and they end up going off the rink. And the next one you put up there, you give it a little bit more green and the wind doesn't catch it and it goes too wide. So just a matter of getting a track. Val and Joe seems to want to go down this side here, and look at that, great little stop there. knock it towards the kitty. You're right. Oh, yep. Okay, looks like we're being joined by another commentator, Mike. Welcome, Mike. I think we've got your microphone on. Got enough distance there?
Thanks, AJ. Yeah.
You right?
Pleased to join you again.
Yeah. Talk a bit louder there, telling you, Mike.
That sound better? Jolly good.
Yep.
All right.
Apparently we have to keep talking because there's too much background noise.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've just come from a viewing circle at watching it on screen, and yeah, there is a wee bit, but not too bad.
No, yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah,
good.
It's good bit of atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's not a crowd atmosphere, but it's an atmosphere nevertheless.
I've got to say, just having just walked in, the wind condition out there is quite stiff. So for those viewing at home, it's going to just perhaps widen the heads a wee bit. So you might be thinking they're not going so well, but they'll tell you what, the bowls are still pretty good.
Well, as I say, I've been telling people, and I told Lorraine, the last co-commentator, that it's going to blow for the final, and it does. If you were going to predict the weather for the Bowls Burnside Piers finals, it's a gusty nor'wester.
Yeah, it's the nature of our province at certain times of the year, isn't it?
Yeah. But I've seen great games in this wind. There's people that can conquer it. Yeah, and it's sometimes, like I say, you get a shot that you think's not going to go anywhere, and it does, because the wind gives it the right shot.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think Val and Joe look like they're favouring that side of the rink. We've got a track there. That's the second time that Val's bowled over that side and that sign's fallen over, so she knows when the sign falls over, that's the right amount of wind.
Right, yeah, well I noticed in an earlier game, we actually had the pleasure of playing against them in the section play, and I think Val herself played one bowl on one side of the rink only, one bowl in the whole match, and she just sticks to her guns regardless, and she makes the wee modifications and corrections, based on the outcome of her previous bowls.
Yeah.
So it's the skill of the lady really, and Joe's no different. Of course, she's extra special.
Yeah.
Now these boys are now pulling
Look
their
at
weight,
that.
and there's a nice little.
There, he's just moved it over to the other
jack
bowl.
by Isaac Denny.
Yeah. Well, he should know the wind, shouldn't he?
Well, you might say that, but Isaac, he's a real enigma, really. The guy plays about 3 games of bowls a year at the moment, and we all stand in awe. But his delivery from days gone by have really, held him in good stead, really.
I did notice though that every now and then he had a little bouncer, and then it didn't have a good result. So if I was a coach, I'd say, see if you can rule those ones out. Well, there's Val coming the other way.
Well, it's probably a matter of saying play 4 or 5 times a year instead of 3.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I can see why Val came that way. It's a bigger target, isn't it?
Yeah, well, she would have been a forehand runner, but it would have been, it might have got a wee bit, the wind might have pushed it just off to the side straight away. So, that's it's just affecting sometimes the runner bowl. Yeah.
Well, the mere fact it's blowing over that sign there. See that open sign there from John Phillips? That's got to be a reasonable amount of wind to knock that over. So now it's Joe's turn to see if she can have a bit of a forehand.
No, this is Matt.
Matt's
down here. Yes, I see what you mean. Yeah, Matt's just down here getting a wee bit of cover in behind. I don't know. It's a bit hard. Yes, we can see out the window. He's about 18 inches from the ditch. So good.
You're right, though. So you're saying that's a bad bowl, but no, it isn't. It's a covering bowl, isn't it? Yep.
Together with Val's bowl over the other side, one of the 2 best bowls on the rink, because here's a weighted shot from Joe now. So if that jack moves, it's going to be no. So Joe's taken out one of her 3rd shots. So now it'll be a little bit tricky if she tries that shot again, because
if she knocks that Val's bowl out, then it's
So if Matt puts another pressure bowl in here in the counting area, then it's going to just perhaps change Joe's shot a wee bit. She might play with less weight try to play down through Val's bowl when she gets her turn.
It's all just not have a big thrash at it, is it? It's
no. Often in this game, second shot's a pretty damn good shot to have, and you know, so.
Oh, that's another one back there. So
right at the back, yeah.
Yeah. So if she does something,
they have got 2 bowls on the other side of the rink. So their Val is just indicating perhaps play with a little bit more controlled weight, but reaching the head, but coming down through Val's bowl that's left on the rink, and that's she's down on the forehand.
It's not going to turn enough, is it?
No, she's just overweight, but you know, she couldn't afford to be too quick at it because you know, they were a little bit vulnerable there.
There you go. Taylor being the lollipop person, 2 blue, that means green in our world.
Yeah, 2 to Isaac and Matt.
Yeah. We're going to keep it close all the way, I suspect. Okay. What have they gone for? Still a reasonably long end, isn't it? I would have thought in the wind you'd go for a shorter one. What do you reckon,
Yeah,
Mike?
Isaac's got the mat up about 3 metres here, so and it's about 1.5 metres, 2 metres short of the limit line at the far end, so medium length end.
What do you think's better in the wind?
Oh, they'll have
their ideas.
That they try to be better at than their opposition, and that applies to both.
Yeah.
But there's the first bowl, as you can see, the wind grabbed it and turned it a wee bit earlier than he hoped, so pushes it off the line that he intended.
She's gone wide on that one.
Yeah, but you'll find I'm pretty sure it'll come home on the breeze.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming right across. Hey, it's further than I expected it to. Yeah, yeah. So there's definitely a cross breeze at the end.
Yes, yeah.
If you just look through out the window at our new wind vane over there, you'll see it's actually going round in circles.
Yeah. A bit like our commentary, really.
Sort of, you're looking at it and then you think, hang on,
yes,
it's just changed.
It's going anywhere from due east right round to the northwest.
It's, yeah, look at that.
Really swinging. So this is what the bowlers are having to put up with on the green, of course.
Yeah.
And a few trees around and the building. Sometimes wind will hit those things and change direction. And if you see in the top right corner of your screen, there's a tree in behind the green which is fair much on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's getting a lot of wind from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mind you, there used to be a big gum tree there. Remember that? We got rid of that one.
Yeah, we used to. I think we got sick and tired of picking up the leaves.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we had to remove that when we put the stands up for World Bowls.
World Bowls. That was in 2008, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. But no, this is a bit of a not a coup, I suppose you wouldn't call it that, because Val and Joe are premium players in the ladies' sport. But I think this is the second time, if my memory serves me correctly, that ladies have performed in the final at our Burnside Stuart Buttar Pairs, which is kindly sponsored by John Phillips and Harcourt's Grenadier here in the Avonhead area. And this is the second time. So on the first occasion, it was a mother and son combination, and that combination was now, because I'm getting so old, the name slipped my mind, so that's not a very good story.
But you started leading into it. That's the important thing. Can you tell me what year it was?
Oh well,
come on.
It was back in probably 2004.
Let's have a look. I'll have a look at 2004. And oh no, we'd only go back to 2006 here. Yeah. Yep.
It'll come to me.
All right.
It's okay. The old grey matter all works sooner or later. Yes, it's finally hit the nail on the head. So the lady,
Marie Watson. I remember
the lady
Marie.
was Marie Watson, and she's currently in the in the Nelson area, and son Gary played in the final that year, and I think they were runners-up. So it's really good to see that the women are competing on an even footage with the guys in this game.
Yeah. I think it's always been a mixed tournament though, hasn't it? There's never been a time when it was always men.
But I'm trying to think back to when amalgamation sort of first came into the game, and it's probably, we're looking, I don't know exactly, 15, certainly 15, probably best part of 20 years ago, when there used to be a men's club and a women's club, and then for the betterment of the game, the genders were joined in the sport, and it made the game, I think, a lot better.
I just brought up the 2007 results, and look who won.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well,
that's when it was. That was a long time ago. I thought it was only yesterday.
A fair while ago. So that was our man that's on the rink here right now.
Yeah.
That's Isaac Denny, and I think he was playing a little bit more at that stage, but he hadn't been playing very long, and he played with long-time supporter of this club, Ken Walker, who was didn't play this year, and Isaac is for the amount of bowls he gets, it's amazing, really. But I've got to say, in the game I watched earlier with the semi-final, his playing partner Matt Gallup certainly played some telling bowls.
Yeah, I think that they're a good pairing. They seem to know each other's strengths and know what the sort of shots that they can play.
Too right.
And that's important when you've got a pair. You can't stand at the end and say you need to do one of these, and they don't do those sort of shots, or I guess they do. They have to do most of them anyway.
Yeah. So Isaac here has drawn, looks like second shot, I'd say. I think the front bowl was Joe earlier on, so I think Joe and Val will be holding one.
But it's still gusty. Look at that Somerset sign there in the background. It's changing from one side to the other, so it's not a straight, constant wind down the track.
Yeah. And there are signs out there sort of saying open home, and it is open to anyone who wants to come in here and have a look at the game.
Yeah.
It's a great spectacle, and I'm sure the players in support would really you'd be pleased with any support they get.
Well, I can tell you at the moment there's 114 people listening and watching us, Mike.
Is that right?
Don't get nervous.
Wow, goodness gracious.
We're not getting any comments back on the screen because we're doing this via YouTube. If it was via Facebook, you get a little comment sign down the side.
Oh, yes.
But I have had a few people text me. Oh, okay. Tamara just said I can look over there, but there's no comments. Oh, thanks. Say something controversial, Mike, and then we'll get a comment.
We'll leave it up to Tamara to give us the heads up of something.
What about free beer if Joe and Val win? What do you think? Oh, yeah, look at that shot there.
He's come down under his mate's bowl and Isaac's bowl and just moved the jack slightly. So I think they're just holding the one. Moved it to a position now where
it's just one, she said.
Joe and Val will have 3 seconds here. So it's not easy to get out, but you can do it with a turning bowl with a wee bit of weight.
You're right. Is that enough speed on that?
She's not 100 mile away, but she might be just on the
just
top
draw
side.
Is it?
Oh, look, just come up short.
One more roll would have done it. Short. Yeah.
I think we'll see Matty go to the other hand now. He'll play on the backhand coming back down here now because he won't want to touch Joe's bowl.
He's got another bowl to come as well.
They have one, yeah. So he'll try and play round the front 2 bowls of Joe and Val, and it's
always a risk going that way as well if there's bowls in the road, isn't there? Especially mind you, depends depends on the speed. It looks like he
here
is
we go.
heading towards
the wind
them.
has picked this up a wee bit earlier, and it's taking it across the head. So
did a good job. Moved it out of the way. Yeah. So what's your theory, Mike? Do you play with the wind or against, so you play a wide bowl or a narrow bowl side?
Well, I tend to try and play on the narrow side because in theory you've got less distance to go. But then again, you'll find some days it just does not work, and you're better to let the wind do the work for you.
Right.
Now here's a good one here from Jo. She's going to hooked up on that front bowl, which is not helping her. But I thought if she was rounded, she would have been right on it.
Yeah.
So it's one to the boys.
One to blue, which means green.
And they head away. They're now 5-2.
Well, you should be on the scoring thing. You should be doing what Bill's doing. He's down there, making sure he gets the right numbers on there. Taylor's doing a great job walking up and down with the lollipops.
Yeah.
She gets the best view as well. I would volunteer for that if I got to sit there and watch the game from there.
I didn't have too bad a view early on in the start of the semi-final game. I was actually holding an umbrella over the outside cameras, which is very close to the rink, and reasonably dry for me because the rain was just coming straight down. But we're very fortunate. Most clubs would be exactly the same. A bit of rain. Well, he had quite a bit of rain here, and
that's clear.
The green had ponded significantly, really. But within an hour, and the players were able to go and have their lunch during that time, we're back out there, and it's been uninterrupted again with the rain part of the weather.
And Mike, you're a good example of our volunteers here. You just, I don't know, did I tap you on the shoulder, or did you just happen to be standing there with an umbrella?
Oh.
Yeah, we had to commandeer a few people.
I was looking like a loose cannon.
But no, it was great. There was plenty of people around, and gave them an umbrella, told them to stand there, keep the camera dry and keep yourself dry.
Yeah, well, we don't want to interrupt the viewing for those around the country, so...
It was well worth doing. It's okay, I've just shown Mike my watch. It's one of those ones that counts your steps, but if you sit for too long, it tells you you've been sitting for too long. It's gone off 3 times today. Maybe we need a sit-stand desk, where we can actually stand up and do this commentary.
Well, if you move your feet under the table backwards and forwards, it might get full.
Yeah, no, I had a guy at work who used to do that, and he used to wear out the carpet. That was one of his little things. And while he was thinking and working, you'd look underneath his desk, and there was a big hole where the carpet was.
So Isaac's drawn a pretty good shot here, just in front of the jack, and Val's coming down with her second of her pair of bowls, and we'll finish just into the ditch.
In the ditch, yeah. I know, Matt's just given Isaac the low 5 to say well done.
Yeah.
It's always good to get a bit of positive feedback when you do get a shot there.
You've got to be a bit careful giving Isaac a low 5 too. He's a big lad. It's just about to bruise your hand if you get it wrong.
Yeah.
And I'd just like to say a bit of a shout out at the moment to Matty Gallop's dad, Lloyd, who had a few health issues earlier on in the year, and having had a chat to Matt earlier and asking how he was going, and back on the straight and narrow. So good to hear, Lloyd, and you and Andre been great supporters of this tournament in the past, and we look forward to having you back here in the future again sometime too.
Oh, Lloyd, yeah, Lloyd, that's another name. So following in their father's footsteps.
Correct.
Yeah.
So Joe's first bowl here just came off the edge of I think one of Isaac's bowls, and has come in for the second shot just adjacent to the jack. But so Matty now coming down on this backhand again. He's going to be just underneath him. He's going to promote Val's other bowl a little bit. But
no, Hasn't done much harm there, really.
No harm, but we don't know whether this could cause... Val will play the same hand. I think she'll come down and try and come off Val's bowl here, so no real cause to change hands. So Val's got good weight here. She's just arriving down, and she's very close to changing this head here. Great attempt. So they've got 3 very good bowls, which we call seconds, obviously. 3 seconds, and the shot bowl keeping them out of the the scoring position. But I'm sure the boys will be trying to add to the head in some way to give them a little bit of protection.
This is where I want to introduce the average bowl, where you average out all your bowls. And in that case, they'd be miles ahead, you see. Unfortunately, bowls is not like that. You can have 4 all the way around it and 1 of theirs inside, and you've lost.
That's right. When we watch the game of singles, often happens, you can spray 3 of them around the paddock and put 1 by the jack, and the other guys played reasonably well, but not scoring.
I just had a break before, and Ken Reed's been helping us with the airline bookings, so tomorrow's flight is now changed, so we don't have to rush away here at the end of this.
Right.
Which is great.
Yes, the weather's sort of disrupted a few things. A number of people who had travel plans a bit earlier than what the weather's caused.
No, it's good. So we will definitely be able to cover the rest of this.
Yeah, here's Val now on the forehand, and she hasn't played many bowls down this side, but this probably gets a little bit of a tailwind as it's finishing. But she's a bit wide for probably her first attempt down there, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, like you said, she does stick to one side, doesn't she?
Yep. And it's a sign of a good lead, because often you'll see someone look at the head and think, oh, that bowl's in the road, but often if you continue to play that line, and say you run into the bowl that was in your road, then it's in your opponent's road then. So it can have good and bad things. Now here's Maddie coming in, and nice shot here, and it's
Isaac,
shot itself.
Yeah.
The shot itself from Isaac. So top
great shot. There's not a lot in these ends, is there? Just one tipping either way.
Yep.
Okay, so Val's coming down that other side. Let's see how many bowls it takes her to get the hang of this side, do you think?
No,
it's just the other side. Sorry. I was looking in the...
Because Isaac's bowl finished where it did on just at 4 o'clock as we're looking at it here, it gives her some bit of a shelf to lean on, she was close there, but now you see what's happened. She hit the front bowl probably into a better position to enable Joe to play a little bit of weight through the target, and opportunities have just probably doubled a wee bit for her there.
That's a very good insight there, Mike. To me, I just thought she's missed.
Yeah, well, I think Joe she'll be a happier bowler now, having she's got 2 hands to play. She'll probably play the backhand, because in behind the head, those that are looking in behind the head will see that on the left-hand side of the screen, when we get that shot up soon, Joe and Val's bowl.
Right, that's Val's bowl. Joe's bowl, isn't it?
Yeah.
Joe,
and then Val's behind that. So as you can see now on screen, at 7 to 8 o'clock down here, that's probably why Matty has played down here to this cover. So he's covering down.
Oh, right. Yep. Which is sometimes when you see a bowler that you think, why did they do that?
Yep. But,
I now know.
But I think Joe's actually foolish. She's going to go the other way. She's going to play her forward.
Oh, that was fast, wasn't it?
Yes, she's going. Oh no, she's backhand. Here we go. No, she's just wide.
It's deceptive, that camera angle. Like I say, I thought she was going the other side too.
I thought her feet were pointed on the forehand, but Just,
wow. Let's see. It's very quick onto the mat.
Yes, they don't muck around.
Is he going to try and put one in the road in the front?
Well, Yeah, in Joe's eye anyway. She might. Yep, here we go. So Val's pointing at the forehand side now. I think.
Is that forehand?
Well, once again, look at the feet. I'm thinking forehand, but we'll find out in a minute.
I think it's down the middle, isn't it? It was a forehand, yep.
Right up the middle, and she's not... Oh, she got rid of one.
How did she do that?
She got rid of one. She just snuck past the front bowl, but the boys have scored another single, so it's now moved on to 6-2, and we've played 6 of the completed 15 ends, so...
there's another one of my theories. If you keep up with the points and the ends, then you're okay.
Yep.
Is that a good theory?
Yep, that's right. Yep. And here's one of our big volunteers out here, and I say big in the kindest way. Alan Bryce is just an absolute tower of strength. But
he's walking across the centre.
Across the centre, I think, just to make sure he gets on screen. I think really.
Good on you, Alan. We'll mention your name. We'll see if there's any offers for anything while he comes across the screen.
He's turned the signs around so that hopefully the wind will go through them rather than against them. So we'll see how skillful he is in his direction finder.
I tell you what, he works his heart and soul out for this tournament, and in fact the club. He's brilliant.
Yes, he's got a finger in a number of pies. He's been president of the club a number of times, and he has the honour of being the longest standing member.
Yes, he has, that's right.
Of our club. He's been a member of this club here now for approaching 50 years.
Wow.
It's a true testament of his his dedication to it. And now he plays less. He's still capable of playing well, but hours and hours of work that he does, it's amazing.
It's behind the scenes stuff. It's like suddenly you'll have, oh, by the way, I've managed to get you a sponsor for this tournament, and here's a hat, here's a jacket, here, put this on. It's incredible. I always say though, is if I was in a business and I saw Alan go in, I'd close the till and pretend to be at the back and not have anybody there.
Get a padlock out. That I was just going to say that. If you are in business and thinking of getting your name in the highlights around bowling clubs, well, here's a man that can certainly help you out.
Certainly does. And it's great. I mean, it's great for the game of bowls, and it's great for the club.
Yep.
Because sponsorship is very hard to get nowadays, especially after COVID, where a lot of the sports clubs and their normal income that you were expecting isn't there anymore. I know my son with his basketball team at the university, he's finding it harder and harder to get grants now.
Yep. Well, even the businesses, they're in a situation where there's so much uncertainty, like, if they commit money, funds to sponsorship, and then it's not available.
Hello, somebody's car alarm's gone off.
Car alarm going off out there now, so...
somebody's got a bit overexcited about the score.
Maybe it's not yours, AJ.
No, it's not my one doesn't make a noise like that. It'll just go beep beep, I'm being broken into. It's only a little Toyota.
Yeah.
But no, as I say, sponsorship is great, and you get, I think with Alan you get great value. That it's going to be getting to the public view.
Yep. Too right. Well, we've got John Phillips, Harcourt's Grenadier, the main sponsor of this event, and he's got signs at the gate. He's pushed it. There's flags around the place. We've also got the Somerset Retirement Villages. They're here, and once again, very good supporters of bowls generally. They sponsor our national tournament, national events. Both the singles and pairs in Auckland, and soon to be the mixed pairs and the fours that are going to be held in Central Otago shortly, at the end of February, I believe. And these sponsors are terrific for our game. It keeps us going, and the return is that players should support them as well. So do your best.
Oh yeah. I'm looking for a retirement village in the next 5 years. So.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Okay. Somerset, as long as it's just down the road, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Well, they got their own bowling greens too.
That's true. Yeah, they'll have the great facilities.
My son works at the village. He's a property manager at the village at Cavendish, and you know, they've got a new bowling green there, and the residents are out there practicing on it, and we've got a few sets of old bowls which we donated to them.
Oh, great!
And it's a good way for clubs to turn their old stock over as well.
Wow,
you know? So give them to some people that get some enjoyment out of it. So really good.
There we go. He's just drawn a beautiful bowl.
So
that's
the
Matt.
Boys here have got 2 anyway. Just didn't see who the third shot bowl was. I think it might have been Joe's. I'm not sure.
Well, Tamara's just shown me the comments from YouTube, and it does mention Lloyd.
Lloyd Gallup?
Yeah, Lloyd Gallup, and mentions their names just as you talked about them. So good to see that they're using the facilities and passing on the messages.
Yeah.
It's a great way of interacting, isn't it?
Oh, too right.
Imagine if Tally was like this, where you could Donald Trump's on, you say, you know, type something and tell him where to go. Well, a lot of people do.
Yeah, that's dead right. Yeah, just in case he's listening. I
Oh, right. Okay. Okay.
It's on the hard drive down there. Yeah, but you need to put the names in. You want the names in as well? The names of the winners.
So here's Isaac playing down the backhand again. He's finishing just under the head, and it could be close to counting there. I'd say they might have 3 shots here. So Val will be trying to play down the forehand just under that last bowl. And as you can see by looking at your screen on the right hand side, it's just disappeared now, but on the right hand side they have a couple of bowls waiting for the movement of the jack.
This is being able to see into the future, Mike. But my bowls hasn't reached that.
There we go. So as you can see, looking at the head.
Oh yeah, I see it.
So the 2 white bowls down on the right, and Val's not a mile away here. So she's just going to come underneath, but she's added to that little group over there.
That's so right. Yeah. So if you miss,
got 4 over there now. So
look at that.
So here we'll see the boys try and cover that. They would like to get a bowl right in the middle of that bunch.
Yep, I can see Isaac's actually. You can even see him looking in that direction, can't you?
Well, Matty was onto it pretty quick, and he was pointing down there.
Yes, he's definitely going into that area.
Oh, how perfect.
Oh, look at that. Oh, no, he's passed. Oh.
No, it's not bad, though. Not too bad. It's you know.
It's worth another crack, isn't it? Do you think?
Ideally, it would have been between the 4 bowls, but that's, you know, gives them an option. And whilst they're holding 3, they don't really need to add anything more to the head at the moment.
3 is a pretty good outcome for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's forcing the other team to do a shot that's not quite a draw shot. It's
and, you know, things that'll be going through the girls' mind, if that's 3 stays there, that's 9-2. But of course we haven't got there yet, so too early to preempt that.
Although after the masterclass, you play for the moment.
Too right. Too right.
That moment that was the future becomes the past.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't see it.
So
no, that went way
I
past.
think what happened, we weren't on screen, but what happened was Val played down the forehand, and she hit an early bowl about perhaps 2 metres in front of the jack, just onto the left of screen, and punched the bowl, which is in the back left corner as you look at it now, and she's finished just in front. But
well, that's going to make that shot impossible now, isn't it?
But I don't know. No, not necessarily. No, I think.
Is there still a track through there to pick it up?
A track on, you know, because there's a bit of turning with the breeze, you know. She's obviously got to get the weight just right, but Maddie will be continuing to try and cover that problem area out there. And he's going to get some swing here, so he might have drawn another shot by mistake. Which is not always a bad thing.
Yes, I can admit to that.
Now he's made it very difficult for them to get through.
Well, now they've got to come.
Yep. So they've either got 4 or 3. I'm just not sure whether the nearest bowl to us is counting or the front bowl of Val's is beating it. But certainly 3 maybe 4 shots.
Yeah, she's coming the other way, isn't she now?
Yeah, she's sort of forced on that hand because of the way the head changed last time, and now she's right in the area here. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, so she's pushed that bowl of Val's in a little closer. I think the boys have only got 2, so we'll see what happens when Isaac gives the decision. They've certainly got 1.
Oh, I've still got 1 bowl to come.
Yeah.
So
I think Joe's got another one yet.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, she's got one at her feet there, so...
Yeah, that's her procedure. She kicks it up to the base of the mat.
That's
She always picks it up from there.
And it's a great tip for anyone watching. See how she's just moving with her foot, and she just puts her foot on it to steady it. And it's all part of her pre-delivery routine.
Yeah.
She does the same thing time after time after time. And as a result, she plays... Well, she's the #1 ladies bowler in the world, in my opinion, and she's got a record to back it up as well. There is a forehand shot here now. Val's looking at that. So if Joe comes down and the 2 bowls that are hard up against each other, the darker bowls on screen, if she gets inside those, she can come onto the shot bowl, which will move the jack back towards the waiting bowls, or else that's really what she's looking at. So
that's a long way to go, though, isn't it?
She's staying on the backhand, so you can rule that bit of scientific knowledge of mine out the window. And she's played a beauty. She's got the shot, I think. I think she has got the shot with that. She turned over her own bowl. Close. No, they're still having a little look-see.
I think if it fell over, it'd be all right, wouldn't it?
It's standing right up on its vertical edge, I think. They're both so close you can hardly get the measure between the jack and the bowl.
You want to wait a little bit while and then it might fall out, actually.
I don't think that will fall over. No, I don't think it will. You might see the umpire come for a call here. No, one to the boys. So,
one
almost.
Almost. Well, they've got to start scoring.
Yeah, still, what's that, 7 ends gone. We're nearly at the halfway point, so still a bit of time.
They've only scored 1 end, Mike.
Yeah, and quite often, consistency like that will just wear you down after a while.
Yeah. So they continue to have a medium length end, don't they?
They're sticking to consistency. Really, that's what it is. They're trying to find a length that they're going together pretty well at, and no reason to change things around. So there's a good start.
Yep. Take a quick whip through our sponsors here. We've got obviously John Phillips, Harcourt's Grenadier. He's been a great supporter. As Val takes the shot there. Lamb and Hayward, they're always good supporters of ours. They support some of our midweek games as well, tournaments. We've got the Avonhead Tavern, they do a bit of that as well. They're good to have on board. And Morgan Project Services, they're good team players here. In fact, we've got a few of their players playing in this tournament. Spates Breweries, obviously, from down south. A few of the lads up here in Christchurch got hooked on Spates, and so we have to have it up here, I suppose.
Don't tell the Southerners that.
No.
I think they've got the best thing.
Down there. Bowls New Zealand's been a great supporter. They've supplied all our equipment here from the live streaming, which is great. And Henselite, they're always here. Donated a set of bowls for us to have a raffle, and we've made a bit of money out of that, which is great. Oh, look at that! 2 beautiful bowls from Val. They've got a score from this end, surely.
Well, yeah.
So is it too early to count?
It's too early to count. It's a bit like the election, you know.
Yeah.
You don't want to get into it too soon. Old Donald was trying to make the changes over in the States, and it didn't quite work out for him.
We'll count them now. So we're going to win by a landslide.
Yeah, but you know, just continuing on with those sponsors, we've had a you know, not minor sponsors, but also people, local businesses supporting here, and I'd like to have a little shout out to Glenn McDonald, the Painters Group. You know, Glenn's been very supportive of our tournament, and a very capable bowler himself as well. So thanks, Glenn, to you and your company.
And we've mentioned Somerset. I think that's the next one on the list. They've been here with us, and obviously there's a lot of bowlers who take their product and go and live in their villages. And the last one's Muzzy Shirts, guy from Wellington. Is that
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, Johnson's Ball Club in Wellington.
Yep. He's actually
Rob Ashton.
Rob Ashton. That's the guy. Yep. Comes every year. Gave us stickers one year, I think, and this year he's come with some shirts for the barbecue staff. They've got hats and these amazing aprons. So it's great. I said to him, next year we're going to look for something for the IT group, but I told him it has to be orange.
I was going to say, I bet there'd be a request for the old orange in there somewhere. So.
Oh no! Look at that, Val's bowls. It's just been.
Well, Matty came up and he was just trying to, you know, he just played a yard, not even a yard away, I don't think, but he ran into the front bowl and just turned it over. So the girls are looking promising this time. Val's played another good one here, but she's coming in behind, so she nearly destroyed the good work. But that happens when you got wind, and sometimes very hard to control.
She'll tell you that was supposed to be a back bowl. We just came a bit close to the head. That certainly is the direction they're going to bowl in. Do you think they'd be coming in there? Oh no, it looks like he wants them to come on the other side.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch what Matt's direction was, but Isaac's gone down there with a plan, obviously, so we'll see what transpires. Looks like he's facing up to come backhand. Yep, here we go. So he's on his backhand, and he will be playing. There's quite a shelf of bowls to lean on here.
Yeah, because that's quite narrow, isn't it? Narrow with a bit of speed.
So he's got a little bit of weight. Oh, he might be hanging out there. So, or will he get what we call an ounce of luck? No, he's hit it square.
Wasn't the Burnside rub?
No, Burn slide.
Slide. Oh, I forget. Every time it happens, people tell me that's what it is, and I forget what it's about.
Actually, I was playing yesterday. I had a quicker shot of mine, which was as usual offline, and it hit a front bowl and careered through the jack, and we turned a head round from 2 down to 1 up or something like that, I think it was, and I apologised to my opponent, who was Grant Stumbles, and I said, very sorry, and Rod Fleming from Dunedin, the boys, and I said, sorry about that, lads. And Grant said to me, I never apologise. He said, it happens both ways, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, you got to be careful. Yeah. Especially, but as long as you don't say that you were playing for that shot. Well, both those bowls of Val have been knocked about.
Yeah, but I think what it's done is it's allowed the boys now to play the forehand on their next attempt, because they have a bowl sitting
right
just in front there, and it'll give them a better chance of dragging the bowl through to...
Unless Val puts another one in just behind that front bowl, or do you think she's going over there?
That bowl close to where Joe is standing might be Matt Gallop's bowl, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. So he's looking, if he drives, he's looking at the angle that the jack will go on. If he see when he was lining up there, so if he hits there, the jack is, because it's hard up against the bowl, it's going to fly.
Yeah, that'll kill it, won't it, if he gives it with a bit of speed?
What it hits. It might hit the bowl on the side and go straight back down the rink.
Okay. And leave the jack there?
This is sometimes when a short bowl could come into play, because Jack gets a funny ride and heads up the green.
Right. That's true.
Very seldom have I seen it come back, although the other day I saw it bounce off the rubber netting at the end and bounce back onto the green.
Yeah, he's not playing a lot of weight, but he's
definitely heading for that.
A wee bit on it, and here we go. We're going to find out, are we? Yes, we are. We're going to find out here.
Oh,
look at that. So 1 shot to the girls still.
Yeah.
It jammed on the 2 bowls and just came back towards the lads who've got a bowl in the front there. But I think it's 1 shot to the girls.
So that one bowl of Val's is just kept there.
Yeah, well, she did have a couple. Joe's not too happy about that one. She's turned her back on it, so I'm not sure
it's
what
going
the story
wide.
is.
Yeah.
But once again, you see the wind has just made things a little bit tricky.
Oh, look at that now. They've got 3 seconds. Is that right?
Yes.
If you look out on the green there.
The bowls are similar, aren't they? But they do have 3 seconds, so they'll be looking to push that bowl right through, be looking to sit and stay.
Even if they move both of them, they've still got the other 2 in the front there.
The trouble is if they get narrow, get the jack, Joe's got the bowls back right in the back corner of the green here, so we'll see what happens. So Matty is on the way. He's just outside it. I think he's going to get the second shot, and he might have made the shot out of that. It's very close.
Belle's going to do the measurement, and she's quite clear on her signals. So if you just watch her after she's done that,
thumbs up, was it?
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, I think it was pretty quick.
Was it?
Yeah.
I think she's asking her to come up and have a look, is she? Oh.
What happened there?
That's pretty rare. How often do you see that?
They had the shot, so because of the wind, Joe said, I
want to keep away.
Not to play my last bowl, but it's very easy to give it away.
Yeah.
They had one, and they decided to hang on to it. I've seen that happen times before. Done it myself. I think every bowler's done it themselves, no doubt about it. So easy just to play a
just
very
to keep
good bowl,
ahead,
and it flops on the jack, and you give it away
and
or something.
Even at this level.
Yeah.
Put it in your pocket.
I know.
Oh, no, if it's the very last one, you put it in your pocket.
Yeah. Well, that's
need
what
a big pocket.
That's what happened. You see, so put it in your pocket. That's right. And quite often it brings on a few cheerful criticism from your opposition. They go on, have a go, you know. So they're only
bonus ball, get another one.
For an opportunity to to win the game themselves.
Oh well, they're on the way back. Is that what we're saying?
Well, yes, 2 right. Difference is 4 now, so this has gone past halfway.
Halfway, yes, it has too.
So we're down to 7 ends to go, and I'm pretty sure they decided no time limit.
No, they did have a time limit.
They kept to the time limit because of the late start, was it?
Yeah,
okay.
Also, we had people with flights and things, and we wanted to just make sure that...
and, you know, we've got people out there that, like Richard Hocking, might be cooking tea tonight. So,
oh, well, he's got to get home for that.
That's right, yeah, so, you know.
We've even managed to change Tamara's bookings so that the equipment can stay here until we need it.
Okay.
Which was the important thing.
Right. Yeah, didn't make her an offer she couldn't refuse and leave it on a permanent basis.
No, that wouldn't work. Oh, there you go, Matt's.
Yeah, I think he's put a...
Isaac, he's got one on there.
Good first bowl there.
Sort of get the impression that the wind's died down a bit, but that one's still...
Yeah, trees are still shaking around a wee bit. But
yeah, not as much.
No.
Well, you can't tell much from up here. It's always been comfortable, air-conditioned.
That's right.
That looks a little wide to me.
Yes, you look at the lady's clothing there. It's still whipping around in the breeze. So you know, there's still a fair amount of breeze out there.
That's quite unusual. Yeah, that one didn't come back on.
Isaac would have played probably 2 bowls pretty much the same out of his hand. One got the wind at the wrong time and just kept going on a straight line. So, yep.
It's always disconcerting when you've let it go and you think, turn, and it just keeps on going out.
You almost need a wee string on it to pull it back in and have another go. No?
And the next one you make slightly narrower and it whips across.
Correct.
It's
Now Jo's got a goodie here. She's coming in and she has the shot with that bowl. She would be. I'm pretty sure she's got the shot. It's close still, but
it's about that much.
That much, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're mimicking what Val said.
Val said, yeah.
So
everybody can see it. We don't have to give the measurement.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. But hard to tell on screen just looking at it from here. Isaac's encouraging this one on here, but that will be the shot, definitely, that one.
Okay.
Yes. So they've definitely got 1, possibly 2. I think it is a measure for the second shot. Can you see our lollipop girl down the far end?
No, she's not holding. No. She's not doing in-betweens.
Oh, she's not. Okay.
No.
Right.
She said that unless the players request it.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh.
Okay, so Joe the wind just took that one off
whipped across,
the line.
yeah.
Very well weighted bowl, but just under the line because of breeze, perhaps.
I'm fine.
Okay, so heads building here once again for the boys. They've got 2. Matt Gillup's 2 bowls are counting, and will be a measure between Isaac's first bowl and Joe Edwards' first bowl.
I see what you mean about the wind. Yeah, it is still whipping around, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, considerably. Yeah. And it just spoils it a wee bit. You know, the players are obviously trying their best, and you know, when a bowl gets affected by the wind, you make the little change in your mental computer in your head, and but then the wind is different when you deliver the next one, and it's just so hard to make the change. And here's Val now. She's going to just
clip that one. Just didn't take enough out of it.
Well, I think she's reduced the count anyway. That's their closest bowl, so definitely might only be 1. Hard to say, 1 or 2.
We need one of those boom cameras that swings over the top, and then we could tell you exactly.
Yeah.
Or, what about a little drone flying over, Mike? What do you reckon?
Sure, we could find a sponsor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm sure they'd be willing to give us one.
Yeah.
Just as long as you controlled it properly. And
what about the Netherlands community? Would they be starters for that?
Yeah, they might. Yeah.
You just never know. We could even paint it orange for you.
Oh well, I'd be happy with that.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Everybody could see it then. I remember one time, didn't we have cables going across the top?
I think we did have Will Bowles.
I think it was Will Bowles. It was like they had telephone wires above it.
Well, they had those big booms on a long rod, which were managed from the side of the rink.
Yeah.
And the camera went out on it would have been probably a 20-foot boom.
Yeah.
So that last bowl of Val's is probably just put them back
out,
in where they were before. So they're still 2 and a measure down, I'd say.
Yes, Lorraine was talking about that boom thing at lunchtime, and she was more impressed by the joker who was running it. He was well built.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, poor guy had to hang on around his waist, didn't he? So yeah, and
I'll just mute you for a moment, Mike, while you have a drink. So don't talk. Mind you can hear the water clicking in the background on my... No, I'm fine. You go for it.
Alright, while Mike's having a refreshing break, I'll see my best I can call this end. So, what's Val going to do? I think she's having a good look here. You ready to come back on, Mike? Give me the thumbs up. Right, you're on.
Good as gold. Yeah, no, just the old mouth's getting... I must be talking a lot of rubbish because the mouth was getting a bit parched. So, yeah,
that's good.
Our number one
sponsor, Alan's here again.
Alan, our number one volunteer, bought us a jug of water, and
oh look, he's going down. He's down on the green again, looking after the people down there.
Plodding away down there. You can see him walking along the back of the green. Okay, so back to the bowls again. So Joe's last bowl has come up just short. I don't think there's any change. Still at least 2 to the boys. And now this will be an interesting choice of shot here. Wanting to
cover the back.
Just get round. He's got to get round that front bowl. So one could say it's slightly in the draw, but if he gives it plenty of air and let the wind bring it back, he's done that. He's nice and wide, but he's got plenty of weight. It'll come home.
I think
it's just not quite going to make it. No, but okay. The idea was.
Well, that makes it difficult for for Joe's shot coming that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think she's got to still play weight down into these bowls somehow. I think that's what she's going to try and do. She's got to land the shot bowls, and they've got a number of bowls that are round the head. If she can move those shot bowls, it could make a big difference here. She looks like she might be coming quick up the middle here. Here we go. And she's just got the jack.
Oh,
yes, here we go.
What?
Ping pong, ping pong. Okay? So she's gone in the ditch, and the jack is right on the edge of the ditch. They have at least one. They've got 2.
I'd say.
One of Val's bowls there, sitting very close.
Oh gosh, what a shot!
And I'm not sure who else, where the remaining shots are, but we can send Taylor,
I think it's only 2, yeah.
Send Taylor Bruce a pigeon, where she might be able to let us know what's going on. But
I'd say it's 2, because that group of 3 bowls next is the ones that they held the shot with.
They were the shot bowls, correct.
Yeah.
So, as you said before, the girls are on their way back.
I think so.
So this could be, just changing the
momentum,
focus of the green game again.
Now this is
Maddie's
drawing
playing
right
down
up to
here.
he's going to run into some traffic.
And that's their own bowl, so I'm not sure.
I don't think it's going to be far enough, is it?
It might have come up for second. It's hard to say.
Oh, Joe got another one? No, she hasn't.
They won the previous end.
So that's 2.
Well, I don't know whether it was...
2, yeah, it's 2.
2?
Yeah. Lollipop Taylor.
You can see the lollipopper going down there. Good.
Yep, 2 there.
Okay. So we're 2 the difference now, and 9 ends gone, 6 to go.
Well, looks like it's going to be a close game if we're going to only go in 2s and 1s, but that's the important thing. It's getting so exciting that the Lady Pop ladies, Taylor's having a break.
Okay, so once again, we've got this medium length end again. It's similar to what the boys were playing. So Val and Joe are sort of sticking to the same end.
Oh, they won. Well, but they've had to move the kitty when they... Oh, look at that win now.
Yeah, that's
whoa. Look out for that.
So they're just putting Joe's actually been blown off over onto the next rink. The signs have fallen over again. Where's Alan?
Yeah. He's just waiting for his opportunity to get on the live streaming again. That's what it is. Yeah. That I hope they've got that tent down there tied down.
Yeah, well, that was fairly strong.
That's just the sort of gust you get when you're coming into Wellington on the plane, just before it hits the ground and it pushes you 10 feet over to the side.
Yeah, poor old Wellington. Yeah, well, we
don't talk about that.
I haven't actually seen this happen, but I had members of our club were playing in the Nationals at Wellington one year, and the wind was so strong, and the head the whole head of bowls plus the jack moved.
Oh, everything
Moved on the rink. The wind was so strong. Yeah.
Jeez.
So and there was some of the hard cases were saying, well, this bowl was there and that one was there.
Oh, they were
So
putting it back.
They were trying to put it back, but obviously the opposition said no way.
No. It's an act of God.
So,
Does it count?
Yes, and they had to replay the end.
Oh. I'll tell you what, it would have been terrible to have a game bowls while the earthquake was on. You imagine what that would have done.
Yeah, well, some of our clubs here in Christchurch, the greens never quite
came back, did they?
Come back,
No.
but I think we must be on certainly a great bit of ground here because we had very little damage, which very grateful about.
Mind you, the ones at the greens at Elmwood, they had a brilliant idea. They turned one of their greens into a big sandpit.
Correct.
And they played beach volleyball.
Beach volleyball on there now, and quite a different collective of people interested in getting to the club, and hopefully some of those might look over the fence at the actual green and say, I'm playing that game.
Yeah.
Not too bad. But no, the beach volleyball, it was a whole 120-foot square of sand.
Which is, that's...
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Whoa.
Yeah,
how did he manage to not hit the jack?
Yeah, you'd say that was the best bowl he ever played because there was a lot of wind on that.
Yeah. Oh, it did touch it. There you go.
Yeah, he moved the jack slightly, just slightly to the side.
Oh, yeah. Yep. The earthquake was a godsend in some ways. Lots of clubs had to rethink.
Yeah.
I know we had lots of people using the building for the...
Yes.
We had the English as a second language school here for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we've since then hired it out to lots of people. I think it's made people think, what's an alternative income? That's another thing that Alan does. He has all the bookings and everything.
Yeah.
He's generating extra income.
Well, he really does the work of about 4 or 5 people, and it's staggering, really.
Yep. Oh, that one went all the way through too.
Okay, so Joe played that. I mean, Val played. No, it was Joe. Sorry, Joe did play that forehand, and she would have got a little bit of extra help from the northwesterly here.
Yeah.
Matt's going to have a go, so we'll see how he can work the angle out properly. No, he's come down the other hand. He's on the backhand here, which is obviously a tighter hand because of the wind, side wind sort of striking it.
It's keeping it flat at the end, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep. His weight control is pretty good.
It's almost like, flying one of those yachts.
Yeah.
Trying to sort of keep in against the breeze.
So Joe's given this a lot of air, so we'll see when the camera goes around to this side. Look how wide this is now. In it comes. So
look at that correction.
Yeah, that's pretty well worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that the shot?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think Isaac's got the shot there as you look there to the right of this jack. The bowl directly behind the jack is Val's, and that'll be second shot. I think that's how we looked at it when we were
behind the one is another one of I think that's Isaac's bowl behind.
Yeah.
That's definitely the shot now, is it?
Okay.
Yep.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, so yes, it's a wee bit easier. We can look out the window when they're going this way.
And the other way we just have to trust the camera shots.
Correct. Yeah.
Our major sponsor, John Phillips, is sitting down there in the sun, getting a very good close eye on this final game.
Yeah, our ladies here are decked out in his sponsorship
That's
gear.
right. Yep.
So they're promoting his business for him. They're two amazing ladies. These, I know Joe's recently retired from international sport, but you look at her here and you think, she's still capable of beating just about anyone on a day. What a shot this is from Val. Very, very good. That is number 1, I think. So could be close for shot, but I think she might have done it.
I think that's
between them over 1,000 appearances for New Zealand. It's staggering when you think about it.
In fact, did she have her? Was it was it 400th during World Bowls or something? I remember they had a special. They gave her a cap, or maybe that was the 500.
Might have been 500, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
And
think
she got very emotional.
Yeah.
It's the first time I'd actually seen,
Yeah.
her actually. She was, drawn to tears, and I just, I mean, great sportsmen do have emotions.
Too right.
And
she's so professional about everything she does.
Yeah.
Just a super lady, really.
Mm. That's why when she speaks, you listen.
Correct.
Yeah.
Big gust of wind just.
Yeah. In fact, when Joe was a member here before World Bowls, I think that's where Taylor started, wasn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
In fact, she played with a lot of the ladies, and they just blossomed. It was.
Well, that's the thing. One of the things I admire about her. She's prepared to give her knowledge and skill to help new players into the game.
Yeah.
And we only got to look at Taylor and the record she's got. She's. I think she's been playing for about, I'm not sure now, but it might be 10 years, I don't know exactly, but she's New Zealand material, top class player.
Oh. No, it's not enough to knock it in, is it?
Could
No.
be. Well, as we look at it with the naked eye, it's hard. No, it's not for. It's the shot difference, the shot between
just those two there.
the bowl at 7 o'clock and the one at sort of towards 10 o'clock as you look from this shot.
You're very good with the clock, Mike.
A bit hard with the digital, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that fancy thing that's on your wrist. I
had to learn that though when I did my directing with the blind bowls last year.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was an amazing experience. If you're a bowler and you want to just live through somebody else, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And they appreciate your help. My one was Spencer Stacey, not Tracy.
Yes.
And he had he could see about a third of the way down the green.
Really,
but he had these bowls, and I'd say just a little to the left, little to the right. You didn't have to stand in front of him.
Oh, yep.
But he had a great feel, and we had this relationship at the end that if he had a good shot, I'd pick up the bowl and hand it to him. If it wasn't such a good shot, I'd kick the bowl away.
I thought you were going to say you had to leave it up to find his own.
No. I'd show you where it was. Oh, that's...
Yeah, that could have changed things.
Could have changed things, yeah.
Matt's bowl's just arrived down and landed on Val, so it's pushed her bowl back a couple of...
Val's still saying it's a measure.
She's indicated a measure.
Yeah, but it was a great experience. We got through to the finals.
Yeah.
And that was a great thrill. I mean, I'd never reached that myself.
Yeah.
But to just be there and support him.
Yeah, we've got a couple of guys here at our club. Both just
Tom
Dean,
Boyd.
Yeah, Tom Boyd and Dean
Robertson.
Dean's just been up to the national event.
Oh, there's the shot.
There we go. Joe's done it. She's called on her magic again. Now this will be interesting. So it could be one, maybe two, or one and the measure. Who's winning the measure? We're not sure at this stage. But both Tom Boyd and Dean Robertson, they still compete with.
Oh yeah, they were sighted bowlers.
And they don't disgrace themselves. That's for sure. But it's as AJ just mentioned. It's a matter of giving a wee bit of correction to them on the previous bowl. So here we go. It's
a lot of things rattled up, but not.
It still leaves Joe with the shot and maybe a measure for that second one, I think so.
In fact, Dean, I think, has been the champion last 2 years. Just the first year he hasn't actually succeeded.
Yes, I think he was beaten semi-finalist this year, I think. So, for someone who needs his supporter to put a foot out and, about a yard out in front of him, put the toe to aim for my toe because his sight is very limited.
Yeah.
This looks like two because Val's measured and she's decided that she thinks Isaac needs to have a look. So I would say it's going to be a two. unless the tape measure changes. I think so.
2, yep.
So
2
we
reds.
got a tied-up game after 10 ends here.
Wow.
So now we'll see just who can manage to keep
ahead.
the old head in the right space.
Yeah.
And we'll hope the wind behaves itself.
Yeah, I get the impression it is going down a little bit. Then when I look out and see that Somerset sign, it's still flicking around. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've got a big tree just to the where are we? Behind the 2 players that are leading off down there behind Isaac and Val. Big tree to the right, which is reasonably settled at the moment, but as soon as I say that, it starts to go again. So, yeah.
Oh, you can see it on the screen there.
Yes.
Top right. It's. I don't think as commentators we can control the weather and tell them to turn it down.
No.
There's the first bowl of Val's. Obviously they got ripped across by the wind. We've seen quite a few go that way. Just a little bit under, and then the wind picks it up again. So I think Isaac's decided to go the other way. I think that's definitely that's the one where your bowl just sort of flows along into the wind.
It's sort of, but it's still got a reasonable amount of turn here for sort of coming back against the nor'wester.
True. Yeah.
Green on Friday was playing beautifully. Like we had very calm conditions and a big wide turn, and just it's so consistent. This green normally it's a very good green to play. So that's all credit to Glenn Miller, our greenkeeper here, and he's done a sterling job around the place, even to get these greens up and running for this final, the continuation of the semi-final, because we had a couple of lakes out here and no ducks had landed, but we were getting close to it, I think. So.
Yeah. Alright, so Val's coming down that side again, and see it's either she did a correction, but that's
pretty good here. She's learnt from her first one. She's just slipping past.
Oh, yeah.
It's gone to a good spot.
Yep. Right, this is the 10th end and it's 7-all.
It's the 11th. Yeah, we've got
11th end. Yep.
So 14 shots scored in 10 ends, so it's a very tight struggle.
Well, they've been 1s and 2s.
Mostly, mostly 1s, but
well,
there we are. Bashed by the wind again.
Yeah. And you swear you've done the same thing.
Yep.
Taken the same track.
Yep. But he's got one good one there, so. So Joe's now, she's looking here, and I think she'll follow her partner down the same side of the rink on her backhand.
Is that the side they've been coming down?
Earlier in the game they were playing the forehand side coming this way, so it is a change, and it may be they decided that the bowl was getting playing that forehand side. If you get a gust of wind at the wrong time, the bowl will just go straight. So
you've lost it.
So if that happens, like if we get a gust of wind on Matt's bowl here, it might illustrate that to those viewers. But on the wide hand,
no, it didn't help. Can't affect it from here. See, that didn't get a gust.
No, so he was probably allowing for a little bit less, but maybe not. So what that bowl has done now is forced Joe to change her hand. She's going to have to come back down that forehand side.
Yeah, so that was definitely in her track because
they've got a good, handy second shot there, and there's no point in playing down through that bowl again to promote the shorter bowl that Matt put in her draw. And I'd say if it was calm conditions, Joe would stand on the mat so I can get inside that by a bowl or two.
Yeah, and just stay with it.
And
Yeah,
it would be fine. But see this one here, look at it holding out. It was perfect line to come under that white bowl.
Yeah,
and it just stayed out there because the wind got it. Yep. And you can see the frustration on the players when they think they've got it done right, and then bingo. So, you know.
But you create your own luck in this game.
Dead right, yeah. So this brings me to a little point. How nice it would be to have a beautiful indoor facility here. So there could be a sponsor out there somewhere that's got a spare couple of 100,000 that they might like to put towards it. And I wouldn't ask the Netherlands Society to
No,
do that,
they're not. We're into orange stuff. In fact, when Mark Cameron was down for his meeting, we had a little small meeting with him about things and about streaming.
Yes.
But he also mentioned that a lot of the clubs won't actually even get a look in these days unless they've got a covered green.
Right, yeah.
Which, I mean, we have thought about it here, haven't we?
We have. We did try a number of years ago. We tried to influence another club who were down on members and who owned their own ground and to get them to make their commitment, but you know, everyone's got to be happy with those sort of things. You know, it just wasn't right for them at the time, so that was fine. But you know, Christchurch is one of the unlucky spots. I think it's the only main centre that has not got an indoor facility. You know, there are some rumours that some clubs are sort of thinking along those lines, but you know, it hasn't happened yet. And you know, with Burnside being so close to the airport, it's you know, makes a big advantage. If we had something here, people are able to travel quickly. Yeah, I still think it would definitely be an asset. Although some of them were just saying it's just a tent across the top. Whether we build a proper wall on the thing and have it closed in. Here we go. Now Val is just about going to get the jack here. Is she? Not quite. So that would have been good, even if she'd nicked it back to her other bowl. She got a quarter of the jack. Like we're talking, 10 mils on the green, from about 100 feet. So what a difference. It's not very far out at all.
But you're right. I think it's just a matter of can we get the cash and can we?
Yeah.
I think this would be the ideal green for it. It's out the back.
Yeah, but it'd be a shame to cover this up. It's such a.
I build another one. You reckon?
Such a great. Yeah. Well, we'd have to talk to all the neighbours over here.
Build a fourth one. Wow.
But you never know. The council might think it's a good idea for the city to have something like that, and I'm sure the ratepayers would love it, wouldn't they?
That's right, because it is council ground, isn't it? That's the trouble.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. And we don't own any of the ground here. We just own the buildings.
No. And I can remember, I've been a member of this club now for just over 30 years, and when I first started, there was a chap here by the name of Evan Lang, and Evan had a great vision about what should happen with Burnside Park, because we've got cricket, we've got hockey, we've got tennis, we've got football, we've got rugby, we've got bowls, we've got it's such a big choice of sports around here, and wouldn't it be great to have one big facility that managed those sports? It pulls the resources, do it professionally, get people on board. That we're talking a lot of money when we're talking clubs, and things need to be done professionally nowadays.
Yeah. Well, I always just fall back on the some of the country areas where you've got one sports pavilion, but it's for the rugby, it's for the tennis, the bowlers go in the afternoon. And that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, we've got two little communities. Well, Lincoln's not a little community now at all, because after the earthquake it swelled with a lot of the development out there. But Lincoln's got a facility like that in a very small area of Mandeville, just over the Waimakariri River in the north of the city here. They've got a great sports facility, for
a small area,
for the community in there, and it just makes so much sense.
Yeah. Just amalgamate, get over all the we want to do it ourselves attitude. I think that's the thing. Yeah.
So we've got, just need to. People are you know, or, you know, easy to say we'll leave that to the next generation, but you know, I think we need to sort of be able to be in a position to make the changes.
Now Joe and Val are one down here, and I think Val had a bit of a run shot last time.
Joe, yes, she did. She took out her nearest bowl, but I think they're close to.
She's
wind
waiting
is
for
so
the
strong.
wind.
She's just trying to get that settled.
Yeah, what are you doing? I mean, you're allowed to walk off the mat, aren't you? That's
yeah. But you see that it's difficult because the players are conscious it's a time limit game.
Yeah.
So here we go again. She's got the jack again. No, she has not. No, so
that looked like it actually hovered over the top of it for me.
She was probably hoping for a little, but the right shot to play in the conditions, because she had 2 bowls behind. You know,
just pick it up and put it on.
If the wind gets it, it picks the shot bowl out. You know, so now the boys have got 1, possibly 2. I don't know what the second shot is. It's a bit hard to tell, but.
Oh, I think that was Val. She was doing her. Her
but the bowl
measure,
in front. Now, see, this one's just got blown around again. Maddie's come round there, but it could be. One shot.
One, yep.
8-7.
So I predicted after this that somebody would be in the lead. Was that a good prediction?
Well, I'd say you could have put $1,000 on that. You'd have got a return of 1,001.
Okay. All right. So the lads have hit the lead. Well, they've been in the lead. They've just been caught up, but they've just got it back again.
Yeah, so we're just 4 ends to go now. And how are we for time, AJ?
I'm not sure when we started this one. I didn't actually set a timer.
Okay.
But
perhaps something you could do for your next time you're in this auspicious seat.
Yeah, we could get somebody to be a runner. And I know when we're running the tournaments down there, we just put our head out the window and say, "What's the time left on the clock, please?"
Have a look at the clock. Yeah.
Yeah. I see Wendy sitting down there. She's not rushing over for the 10-minute. Because it was 11 ends last time, wasn't it? So they've played it a bit quicker.
Just looked at her watch now, so.
You keep an eye on Wendy and see when she's coming over.
Yeah, it's another one of our very valuable umpires that we have in our game. People that give up their time to officiate at the game.
She wanted to be here all 3 days, but she had a singles tournament. She won it.
Oh.
So she was very happy.
Oh, too right. And
look at that. That's a great shot from Val.
Played a cracker opening bowl here. She's trailed the jack a couple of feet.
Yep, so she's on cloud 9 and she's enjoying her day here as well.
And she'll be saying now, how can I do that again in this wind?
Yeah, it's interesting. Isaac's gone the same way.
Yes, he's not travelling too badly. Just depending on his last couple of metres here, he's got it pretty good. He's not bad. This is a very good reply.
Yeah.
Very good reply. So, you know, unless the head changes big time, it'll be hard for anyone to get 2 shots out of that.
So Val's got to change hands here?
Yeah, well, I suppose, yes, she would.
Although,
because if she comes...
Joe's
saying play behind.
Yep, you know that. Yep.
Just try and play round the 2 bowls, you know, and a bowl in behind has got a lot more value than one sort of sitting in front.
It's strange though, isn't it? Because as a beginner bowler, you think, oh no, that's in my draw. I've got a chance of promoting it. I'm not going to go that way. But she's found her length. Well, she did have her length that way.
She might have got battered by the wind there, perhaps, but no damage done anyway.
Yeah. Oh, if she holds that shot, it'll be 8 all on the 12th end, and I reckon by the 13th end somebody else will be leading.
Well,
that's
is this from one of your famous prophecies written down on tablets or something?
No.
No?
Just, you got to know the numbers.
Oh, well, there we are, The wind is all disturbing this game big time here. So Matty, because he's 1 down, he can afford to play with just an ounce of weight.
Look
here,
at, wow.
He's probably 3 ounces of weight that time, I think, rather than 1. But
how many grams is that?
Yeah.
Well, we've got to be talking. We've got to be talking meters and grams.
Well,
and
I did say 10 mil before. I could have said an inch, but I did say, but, so now Joe's changed hands. She's realised the danger there, so she's coming down this
put one in the back,
and it should sit nicely on the green without going in the ditch. And
oh, superb!
Whilst it's out of screen, we have the beauty of saying
it
is 6 inches from the ditch. So good position.
15 centimetres.
Oh, sorry, 14 really. 14.
Is it? Oh.
Yes, it's closer than you'd think. So here's Matt now, better controlled weight. He only needs to touch this bowl, and
one more roll.
He did touch it, but no.
Oh no, he didn't. No,
but now he's got 2 bowls that can make a difference. You see, so it's
so you come up with a bit more weight.
Well, it takes a little bit of the risk out of it. Yes, he can play, a more controlled weight, or Isaac when his turn comes in just a moment.
So where's Joe going? Just in behind?
He'll try to be drawing another shot now, reasonably adjacent, because they've only got the 1 bowl on the head, and Val's trying to encourage it to go round, but it's come up just short there. Yeah.
Isaac's going to do that walk back and walk backwards.
Yes.
What's going through your mind as you walk backwards like that?
Well, you're still a little undecided about the shot you want to play, or else you're trying to visualise the line of the shot you want to play. It should have been made up by now. He wouldn't be walking away, and I'm sure the boys would have discussed what they want to do.
That's quite often you see people walk, halfway.
Yeah.
They're walking backwards. But,
so he's playing forehand now. That's interesting. So they're coming down and trying to push the bowl away from the jack. That'll be the reason. The shot bowl, in other words, 1 bowl onto another, a bit of a cannon, and he's played weight, and that bowl's now out of their view. So as you can see, as the head lies there now.
So he's trying to hit that dark bowl, dark grey bowl.
Anything in that area. He probably doesn't need to play as much weight now, though, because the white bowl has gone out of his road. So Val's task here will be to try and get back in the road, but also trying to draw another shot, or perhaps move the jack around the corner a wee bit.
Oh, you're just covering all the options.
Well, in a wind like this, you've got to have a number of options.
Oh, look out. She's not going to end up doing what they need to do, is it?
No.
Yeah.
So this one, I'll be surprised if he goes the same weight, but you never know. A little bit slower, I think. A little bit slower. Oh, it's coming down.
It's on track.
Quickly.
Oh. That's when you need that third bowl. You do one side, one the other side, and you just get that third one.
Yeah. They have got 2 different winds, or one with, less wind and held out, and one with more wind and took across. So
Val needs to go a bit wide. I reckon she's got to approach the head from around those ones.
Yes, that's correct.
That's what she's doing, yep.
Anything in behind is good, because the chances of the jack going back up the green on this end are very, very slim. So at the moment they have, I think, they've got all the 4 back bowls, girls.
It's putting off the big-throated bash, isn't it?
Yes and no. Like if the boys have a run shot or a drive and they pick the jack up, the chances are the bowl's going to go with the jack. So both objects will end up in the ditch.
Yeah, but it won't be a toucher though, because it won't be a direct.
Well, if it goes with the jack.
Oh, with the jack. Okay, here he comes.
Yep. He's close this time, so here we go.
Oh, exactly
so
like you said.
Over, out. So I think it might have to be replayed this end. So it looks like it's gone out of the rink. Yep.
And Val saying, look, there's only a couple of bowls, bowl them down.
Yep.
Quite often I see a team pick up all those bowls, and because legally you are supposed to play it from the end with.
Well, mutual agreement first.
Mutual agreement.
If one person says, "Let's go back," you've got to go back. That's all there is to it. So that's a good rule to know about. And you might find in a game Yes, you might find in a game that one team is playing one direction better than another, and if that end is killed, they'll say, let's go back and try that again. So just to let our community of viewers know, we've got our umpire on the move. May well be looking for the 10-minute bell. So
she's just having another chat with David Conroy, the other umpire.
Must be 11 minutes then.
Filling in a bit of time.
Yeah.
She might just be checking to make sure we do have a time limit on this, and we agreed, I think, before the game.
Could be.
Just to help those people that have got reservations.
Yeah. I always say though, in a big final game like this, it's better for the players to know how many ends they've got to play. If you're trying to build a game against a time clock, it can be difficult. So, but it's the same for both. So, you can't deny that.
Yep. That's always the reason for everything. It's the same for both teams. It's the wind. It's the rain.
Yeah. So Val's got a pretty good opener here.
Yeah.
And she's going to get more chalk decorated. No, she's not. I don't think
not
no.
quite.
She was going to pick the jack up, but not quite. Handy bowl though.
And there's the 10-minute bell.
10 minutes to go, so we'll get this end and we may well get the jack down again for one more go. So don't get up and make your cup of tea just yet.
No, that's right. Stay tuned.
A bit longer to wait.
If they get a 1 and it's 8-all for the final end, do you think that would be a good outcome?
Well, it would be a great way to finish, wouldn't it? Not that the boys would think that, but it would give everyone a chance, and it would just see out that, like, very similar to that game we watched this morning in the semi-final. What a great finish that was. Just incredible.
It's coming through.
Yeah. Oh, it was a quarter-final actually. I'm sorry, it was the
semis. Yeah, semis. We've only had semis and finals. We haven't had any quarters.
Oh no, so it was the last
section,
round of post-section.
Yes,
between Aidan Takarua and Selena Smith, and they were playing against the Sean team, Sean O'Neill and Sean Scott. What a fantastic game of bowls. The last 4 bowls you wouldn't wish to see 4
swap so many times. Better
than they were. So credit to all the players concerned.
It's the level we've come to expect, though, isn't it, the Burnside Peers?
We've been very lucky with the field. We have, well,
you being the selector and the inviter, because it's an invitation, isn't it?
It is an invitation, and the whole idea, we have some criteria that we work on. Obviously, we're a club first and foremost. We have an interest to promote our own players, but we also have a very important role to play to give senior players around the country an opportunity to play at a good event, big event, and play against each other. Often when they go to nationals, they play one good team against them, and once they've played that game, they're gone, or whatever the case may be. But here, there's a great mix of players, and this year we had pretty well an equal spread between bowlers from Canterbury. About half the field was Canterbury and half the field was away from the great red and black province.
It's good though. We're missing the Australians a little bit. It's always been a special.
And when the Australians came, they always provided super competition. Didn't always win, but
no, that's right.
Often in contention, and really presented themselves well on the green and that sort of thing, and helped out with different things over time too. We have had clinics and different things like that, and it's very good for the game.
Like I say, my first co-commentating was with the handheld little cameras, and I had is it David, the coach? I've forgotten his name, but he was there and he was pointing out 10 different things they could do every time. I just sat back and just let him do most of the talking, but and one of them was done. It was quite incredible. But just to have them here, I think you're right, and give other people the experience of playing against her.
Too right.
Oh, he's moved it back.
Yeah,
That could be 3.
You've got
do you think?
at least 3, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the third one might be a measure, but they've certainly got 2. So this is a big end with the bell having just gone. Big end.
The 10-minute bell's just gone.
That's
not
what I
the
mean,
end
the
of the game.
10-minute bell. Yeah, so we'll get one more end after this. You know, if there's a 4-shot gap at the end of this, it makes it very, very difficult for change. But here's Val on the wide swinging hand. She's coming in and she's going to get a little
deflection
off that one, and not quite. But I think that would be 3rd shot.
Yeah. What's Matt saying? It's a possibility it could come here, or what's he saying?
He's moving his arm to get Isaac to sort of draw through the shot bowl down the forehand. I don't think he's looking for too much weight. He's just looking for draw weight.
All right.
And even if he lands the bowls of this is getting blown around in the wind here, so nearly got through that hole.
Right.
That would have been a good home if it had gone through that hole.
So here's Val. She's going to pull something out of the bag.
Yeah. He's in a pretty good area again. Slightly less weight than last time, so there could be some jack movement here, but no, she just slipped past here.
She just needed a deflection off that one, didn't she?
Yes, it was just sort of, she tried to correct the weight a wee bit from the previous bowl.
Yeah.
So, we're very close here. Certainly 2 shots to the lads.
No, I don't want to scare you, Mike, but there's 168 people watching us now.
Oh, no.
So
I better not make any false accusations about who's got the shot.
yeah. No, it's good to have a big audience, and it'll get viewed afterwards as well.
Yeah.
Some of the ones yesterday got up to the 300 or 400s. It's the great thing about YouTube, it's there forever.
Yes, yeah.
So your comments will be there for perpetuity.
Goodness gracious. It's almost concerning.
Oh.
Okay, so that bowl there of Matt's, that could be in a measure, that one, because it's rested on the bowl and Val's
yeah, which we thought.
So we could be looking at 2, anywhere between 2 and 4 shots here. But Joe's got a couple here, so she'll be obviously aiming to change the situation.
Oh, that looks wide.
Well, there's a lot of wind out here, but we'll see. Val's trying to push it over with her arm, and here it comes, but it's going to come right round and beat that back one. It's a pretty good shot. I think that's 3rd shot. So 2 only. Once again, I might be wrong because I'm looking at the screen as you are.
Yeah, I think
viewers at home are looking at it, so it's a wee bit hard to sort of say exactly. And Matt will not want to move that jack.
He can't put it in his pocket because he has to bowl it, doesn't he? It's only the last bowl you're allowed to put in your pocket.
Well, pretty much, yeah. I've never seen that done, actually.
No, just a question.
It might be in the rules. You might have to.
Well, you can just do it like this and just throw it in behind.
So he's elected to go the back, which is a very good choice.
That's almost in the pocket, do you think?
Well, if Joe drives now, so it takes away, unless she collects that bowl on the way through, but it takes away the danger of dropping too many.
Yeah. Now remember, this is definitely the second to last end, the way we're going here.
Yes, yeah. They'll get the jack down before the final whistle rings. And she's not happy with that, so the wind's obviously played its part.
Oh yeah, it's whipping across, but will it whip into that one at the front? No, it's not even that.
No, so I don't know what we got here. So is it 2 or
1? Are they supposed to kick away the shot bowls?
No, well, it's easier for them because they're standing right over the top of it. So we're looking for Taylor Bruce coming down the ring.
Taylor's still sitting down.
She's gone on strike. She has.
Wake up, Taylor. Oh.
Here we go. So the lollipops are coming out, and she probably hasn't got the information, to be fair, from the players yet. So
I'll look on the scoreboard if we can keep this.
She's got 2 blue
view.
lollipops up. So the score now is 10-7 to the lads playing the last end.
Yes, it is. Yep, you're right.
So you know, if the ladies have not got the requirement here, you can just about guarantee that they'll be trying to destroy the end, getting down to Joe's last 2 bowls. But sometimes that's easier said than done when the traffic's in the front. But,
I can tell you by looking at the card here, nobody scored a 3.
No one scored a 3. Well, here we are. That's
1s and 2s.
Reasonable opener from Isaac. He's about 1 metre short, but pretty good effort.
So we're looking for a 3 here. Is that going to be one of them?
I think it might cannon into that bowl. Yes. Yeah.
Got a quick stop there.
And actually, Isaac and Matt are wearing our new Burnside shirt here today.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
And you know, it's good to have the especially one of our own members on the dance floor, if you like, for the last game, Isaac Denny. Matt Gallop, obviously, you know, the teams always like to wear the same uniform.
Yep.
And
oh, look at this.
That's a very good bowl. Very good bowl.
Definitely going to be there at the end.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. It's a lovely outfit, the new Burnside top.
Yeah, and you know, the ladies. Joe's been a member here too, back in a few years back when her and her husband Dave were heavily involved with the New Zealand side and their coaching and playing in and around you know, the World Bowls time. So,
your son Matt, he was part of the design for that, wasn't he?
Well, yes, he did. He did a great job too. He, you know, I was very impressed. He's done a few designs for different sporting clubs when he was overseas. But no, he came up with a very good option, and we had a few slight changes and put it to the vote. Members were very keen to change. But I've got to say, our previous shirt, you know, stood the test of time. It was around for
a fair while,
10 years or so. So that doesn't happen very often with a club shirt. So,
but we were one of the first bowling clubs to have a coloured shirt. Do you remember?
Yes, they all thought we were like Father Christmas.
That's right.
You know, we had these red and white.
The diagonal stripe.
Another great bowl by Matt Gallop there. So they're sitting in a very strong position at the moment. 3 up on the board and 2 very good bowls on the head. So the ladies have got a bit of work to do here.
So she's coming down to sit on it, or
Joe's got
squeeze
this tricky hand to play, but it's going to turn under the head on her. I think she might get it. No, really turn quickly.
Yeah.
I would think the lads might just keep away from this. They might just draw to the back somewhere. Yeah, around there.
Yep,
that's
what
right.
he's indicating.
Yep. There's no point in putting extra bowls on the head that are not required, and especially in this situation we've got.
It's going to be a hard one to kill as well, isn't it?
A couple of bowls right in the front, and
yep, I'll put one back there.
Yeah, it's going all the way back. I think it might go back to the. No, it might stay on the edge. No, so it's dropped
going pretty quick.
Dropped into the drain, as we say.
So if you're going to kill this one, you've got to come around those front bowls, don't you?
Yeah, well, I thought, you know, it's a bit early on, but I thought Joe might have tried to sort of disturb the bowls in the front. She still thinks that she can get some movement on that jack, because they have got a bowl in behind. This is not badly pointed.
No, it's going
Once again, it's going to get turned on that wind. Here we go.
Oh, yes. Turned in the...
So, there we go. So they've got 1, but remember they need 3. And, you know...
And that's only a draw, a 3.
That's right, but a draw means an extra end. So the first target is to get at least 3 shots.
Yep. Wow. Mind you, it did get a little corrector, so she wasn't spot on.
Yeah, but, you know,
you have to,
in the breeze. In the, in, 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 in,
There's a bit of chatter from the people in the background. They think we're going for an extra end.
Oh, yeah. I might have been looking at the score before when it was 8-7. So,
all right. So what's the next shot? The next shot is to come down and rest out the other one.
As you look down the green on the screen, you can see Joe Edwards standing. Well, you can't now, but Joe is standing at the on the far side of the rink, on the backhand side of the rink, as Isaac's playing there. I would say the boys will be trying to get down and behind somewhere here.
Well, it's not going to go in behind.
Well, yeah, it's getting down there though. It's
just
still.
You're right.
It's another good bowl though. It's handy. Like if
they come this side and hit the kitty.
The ladies play this forehand again. They're going to be picking the jack up, moving it towards those bowls.
I don't think it's a situation they wanted, having to catch up with a 3.
No, especially in breezy conditions. You know, a good bowl, but not changing the situation on the head. So we've got 3 shots each to play here, I think. So Isaac's come down to have a closer look at the head to see where he needs to try and be. So he's trying to get into position of protection. You know, they've got this nice lead of 3 shots, and I haven't heard the bell, but I'm sure it must have been. Is the final bell gone yet? You know?
According to me, it should have. If that was the 10-minute bell before.
Yeah.
Maybe we missed it. But certainly they're playing like it's the last end. I mean, they're all up there.
Yes, well, that's right. There's no concern about the time, because if this end is killed, they've got to replay it. So Isaac's got a bit of wind on that one, so it's caused him to come across the head. Maybe he got his line just off a wee bit. So
John Phillips is on the edge of his seat down there.
I'd just like to reiterate again about Isaac Denny. This is phenomenal, really. There's a guy that plays so little bowls, and yet his delivery and everything is pretty jolly good, and for him to come out here and win, if they do win this event, and it's getting close to being decision time. If they win this will be another top performance. You know, really, second win in the event. But okay, so just out of the count there, just out of the count. So they hold one.
Mind you, if they just bowl one in between those two and sit it out.
Well, yes.
Is that?
You know, it's very tricky. Joe has got to play either 2 crackers, and of course Matt's got 2 bowls to play as well. So
right, forgot about those.
He's not going to be sitting.
You don't get 2 turns with the others.
No.
Wow. So he's going the backhand way, which means he's still trying to come in around those bowls, but they know that track.
Trying to get in just because if Joe, this is pretty good. It's going to land on his own bowl though, so it's just another bowl in there. Yeah. It's just, you know, if Joe was to play that shot and land there, she'd be sitting 2 shots now. So by them being there, you know, just adds to the difficulty that the girls have got here.
Yep, they're still coming in.
So.
Okay.
Oops, the bowl just fell over. Didn't it? So she's got to try and.
Yeah, the trouble is
try to get onto that shot bowl down. I mean, the second shot on this side, if we look at it, the dark bowl. We've got this gale force wind here that sort of.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's expecting that sort of, skill level and that sort of.
Yep.
Pinpoint accuracy.
she's going to be into the front pair or
Oh,
just
no,
underneath
just
them. Yeah.
blown, yeah. Oh boy.
So she will be coming quite quick, I think, on the next one. But so the boys now will be looking at where can they get 3 shots. So they've got to try. I think where Matt Gallup is standing is about where they need to be. So you know, if the jack goes through all the holes, and it can be done, but if
You're right.
Joe
They've got ones at
makes
the back,
contact,
haven't they? Yeah.
I think that bowl out on the side, I don't know whether that's still in play or not. That last bowl on the left, I don't know whether it's still in play. I don't think it is actually. They haven't picked it up and put it on the bank. No, it's definitely not in play. We can see from here, and it's interesting that they've left it on the green. But so Matt will be trying to get to the back left-hand corner of the green down here, just or as we look at it now, the back right-hand corner. And that's a pretty good home. Yes,
Yeah.
I think they'll be happy with that.
Yeah, because it's the
Very much.
backest bowl, isn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
yeah. So here we go. Maybe the last bowl of the tournament, and probably the
The most critical one.
supreme player that
Yeah.
we've had in New Zealand bowls, almost certainly from the females.
Yeah.
She's left with the task of trying to beat the
And
wind.
look at the wind in the background.
Yeah, everything's just about taking off. Yeah, so very, very difficult.
Yep. The signs have gone down, even they're facing the other way, so the wind is gusting.
Yeah.
You can feel the pressure.
Look, Joe's standing there, we're just waiting for the gale to stop so she can get going.
Oh, there it goes.
So she's on the draw. She's trying to set that bowl out for 3 shots. And if she gets
No, it's gone under. Look at
it.
so
Look at
even
the wind
though.
of that.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Look at that.
And Val has to go quite high to give Isaac a hug.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a
Yes,
big lad.
The pair of them standing on the head together. It's a bit of a bit
David
of
and Goliath.
yes, exactly. But
Oh no,
you know,
no. Deserving win.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, great
Oh.
for these two guys. You know, as I said before, Isaac Denny plays about 1% of the bowls that everyone else in the tournament's played, and you know, here they are on the top deck. So
a great natural, I guess
Yeah.
you could call it, couldn't you?
yeah, very good, very good. But
Oh, no.
full credit
Yeah.
to the girls as well. You know, it's not easy to get through all the games with you know, keep on winning, etc., etc. But you know, they've done a sterling job.
They certainly have, and they've been
you know,
crowd favourites.
to get second here, and
Yeah.
great supporters of the game of bowls, especially for new players coming in as
Yeah.
well.
I don't think they've ever won it, Val and Joe.
No, well, as
Have
I
they?
say,
That's
the
it, they've
ladies
been-
have not won the event, but
They've been in the
it's
final-
second time that they've
Been in the
a
final,
finalist.
yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
it'll
all
happen.
good.
It'll happen one day. Yep.
All right, well, thank you for tuning in, all 171 of you. We would name them all, but we haven't got time.
Very
And
good.
thanks, Mike, for tuning up here. It's been good having somebody else to have a discussion with.
Yeah.
And
Been a pleasure.
you've got great insights. My insights are still a bit naive,
Yeah,
I think.
but once again, you know, all the credit that you know, we see all this technology. You're our technology expert here
Yep.
at our club, and I'd like to thank the ladies from Bowls New Zealand who've come along as well, and you know, provided the support with all the technical gear and know-how. So
Yeah, that's great.
You know, it's really good, and it just all adds up to providing a great event.
Yep, and it's coming up in leaps and bounds. I know they've made changes. They've now got somebody else who can do the scoring, which is something they didn't have before they came down. So well done, Tamara and Erin.
Yep, yeah.
Stand up and take a bow. They've done it. All right,
Yeah.
that's us. We're off.
Yeah. Thank you,
Goodbye.
folks, for watching. And just as AJ said before, you can go in and revisit all of these things. They're on YouTube. So,
Yep.
it's something that you might like to do in time to come.
Thank you. Over and out.